Hey everybody, Flip and Danny here, founders of the Freedom Real Estate Group family of companies, and welcome to another episode of our podcast, which is called
Freedom Through Passive Income.
That's right, and welcome to another episode, and this is a Motivational Monday.
It is.
And this one is called Nothing is Impossible.
Yeah. So I love when I get to write scripts for the Motivational Monday.
Right.
Because I just go find something inspiring, and that's just something I do anyway. So this is a quote that I found, and the quote is, "Nothing is impossible. The word itself says, I'm possible." And I was like, oh, that's kind of neat. So what I loved about this is because just the other day, when I say the other day, today is Monday. We're recording this live, actually. It's going out today. Last week, I had a call with somebody, and he said, Danny, I mean, you've been investing since 2008. You've done thousands of transactions. You've built 6 companies, and you're launching a $100 million fund. That's pretty awesome. And way back then, we wouldn't have even thought, right?
No way.
We didn't know where we were going when we started. We just knew the path that we wanted to take, and we've just navigated it bit by bit from there. And so, but accomplishing all those things makes me further have confidence in the fact that nothing is impossible.
That's right.
We bought bands and wrote on them $250 million raised and 1 billion assets under management.
I think I just took mine off. What did I do? What am I doing?
What did you do with your band? Anyways, and that's not even an example of, nothing's impossible. But it is if you have a lack of belief in your ability to do it. Right? Because many people have billions of dollars of assets under management. But many people have raised way over $250 million. So by proof of concept, it's easy to go, they did it, so can I. But if you don't believe in yourself, I think that's the premise of this Motivational Monday, is to believe in yourself. You can do anything that you want to if you simply desire it and put forth the work to get there. Because almost everything that we've done is because of the circle we surrounded ourselves. We said, we want to do this, so how do we do it? We go find who's doing it, and then we learn from them. And then we paid for coaches and masterminds, and now we have so many friends. We're still dropping heavy money into masterminds, but we also just have other friends now from this circle that we get to ask. So you have an example at all that you'd like to talk about?
Well, off the top of my head, I don't... not yet on the example, but this reminds me of that saying, whether you think you can or whether you think you can't, it's true.
Yes, 100%.
And that's why I was saying, I had that going on. I'm trying to think of, somebody was asking, because I ran into a friend that I hadn't seen in decades, and when I go through when I last saw him and what we've done since then, and it's just like, wow. Wow.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. It is very crazy.
Yeah, so there's different types of people as well. So when it comes to motivation, goals are a thing that people talk about, and everybody's a little bit different. Some people like to have small goals that are achievable so they can achieve a win and then move forward to the next one. Some people, like me, like to have huge, massive goals to the point where I just keep on moving the finish line. We do, I'll look back at we'll make annual goals all the time. And I just did this for 2022 because I had made a lot of goals based on where we were at the very beginning. And as we shifted and really started focusing on this 6th company and the new things that we wanted to do, I took that sheet and went, check, 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 check. Did we hit all of them? No, but look how many we did. It's super. I don't need to hit all of them to feel good. I like making them big and hairy and crazy, and then going, how many can I get done? So it depends on you. You have to determine who you are, because the last thing you want to do is do my style of goals if it's going to frustrate you. Right? And I don't want to do your size of goals because it seems too small. Right? Or somebody else's, not even yours, but somebody else's small ones. They don't motivate me into action. I'm like, oh, well, I can do that tomorrow. Now what? I want to see 10 years from now, right? That's how far I want to see in order for me to get motivated. So determine how you're motivated. What motivates you in terms of goals and what you want to do? Is it the small wins? And is it every single day going, hey, I had this small goal and I can get to it in a month, and that's going to make me feel outstanding, and it's going to motivate me to do more. If you're that person, make a small goal, go after it. If you're somebody else, then go after the big thing. But when you go after the big thing, just make sure that you believe that you can do it even if you don't know how to do it today.
Yep.
Right? Because nothing is impossible. You can do absolutely anything you want. You just have to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
And I literally was like, what if somebody said, I can't move a mountain? Like, I bet you could if you thought about it. Right?
Exactly.
I literally bet you could. Like, you could figure out and meet with all these engineers and all these other people and just figure out how you move a mountain from here to here. So, like, I was literally trying to, like, have the skeptic in front of me going, that's not true, Danny. And I just don't think that there's, like, people didn't think we would go to the moon, you know, at some point. And I won't even get into the conversations about that one. But anyways, I think that you can do anything that you want if you simply believe that you can. And for left-brainers, that's really hard. For right-brainers, maybe not so much. But I want to motivate everybody today to just, you know, figure it out how you tick and set that goal to take the next move of wherever it is that you want to go, whether it's on your passive investing journey or your active investing journey or in your personal life. Flip and I have done really cool things since we've moved to Florida in our personal lives that we didn't even necessarily set goals to do. I think the goals were like back in 2008, you know, when we were like, we want to do all these things personally, and we're finally seeing them come true, even though we don't have them written down anymore. I think they're just implanted in our heads that we wanted to get there. So we had a park day, which was fun.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's what I wanted to talk about today, was just, you know, nothing's impossible. And if you believe you can do it, you can do it.
Yep. And Danny's office in Ohio, and then, both offices actually, she had a sign. It's a wooden sign.
Yep.
It's carved out, and it says, anything is possible.
Yep, that's right.
And now it's here in your office.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, it is. I should have brought it up for this podcast.
That's right.
Anyways.
Well, we hope you enjoyed this episode. Make sure you're heading on over to our website, freedomcapitalinvestments.com, to join the Investor Club. We have a lot of stuff going on in the Investor Club right now.
That's right, we do.
Make sure you're heading on over there and get involved and reach out to Ben and CJ. Get your questions in, but make sure you're communicating with us so that way you can see everything that's going on before the end of the year.
Yep.
Lots of stuff going on. And make sure you're checking us out on all the social medias and all that as well. But we like to end all of our episodes with
Invest smart.
Live happy. Bye, everybody. Nothing on this show should be considered specific, personal, or professional advice. Please consult an appropriate tax, legal, real estate, financial, or business professional for individualized advice. Opinions and information on the show are not guaranteed. All investment strategies have the potential for profit and loss.